What's up, baby? Hey,
What up,
man,
Wilder?
we came up short tonight. I don't know what happened, to be honest. My timing was off, and I didn't throw my punches. I didn't let my hands go like I supposed to.
Okay, I just want to say something. Wilder disclosed certain things in the ring immediately after the fight, where he says now he's not going to retire in the latest, from what I understand. We're going to see what he says here. I didn't watch this at all, actually, this video, but I saw a headline that said that. But the way he was openly just accepting, usually when you're in the ring and the interviewer will say, hey, are you retiring? A fighter with hunger in his belly's going to be like, hell no. He was just like, oh, I'm chilling. I'm doing this outside the ring. I'm partying. I'm finding myself. I'm paraphrasing. If you saw the fight, you know what I'm talking about. So he's an athlete. He should put the best things in his body. Also, he should have his mental right. But let's continue to see what he says.
Sometimes we get like that, you know what I mean? But, you live to see another fight. You live to see another moment. That's all that matters. Still full of happiness. I'm still full of joy. I'm still full of smiles. So,
See, he said that after the fight as well, happy, joy, and all that. But listen, I feel like the hunger in his belly's gone. He has that power. He has that Tyson Foreman-like power where he could just end a fight on any moment's notice. But the new Deontay Wilder, he had that one fight after the Fury beatings, which definitely caused problems here. This is definitely not Wilder, 32-year-old Wilder here. To the age, I think the Fury beatings, I was fooled by the one-round fight, the Finnish Nightmare, the Nordic Nightmare, sorry. He knocked him out, Robert Hellenius, real quick. And I thought there was going to be a big comeback here, and I was absolutely wrong. Wilder broke my fight streak, been right on the money since I resurrected the channel in July. You can go back and see all the fight predictions I got right. This one was the only wrong on the card. A lot of trolls always love to point out the ones you get wrong. Meanwhile, you're right all the time. And on the money, sometimes super accurate, where I went against all the experts with Haney and Regis, and I was right on the money, saying it would be an outclassing. I've done it before on this channel, but anyway, people like to focus on the negative, but I got a high accuracy rate, so I know my boxing. So I'm saying Wilder is definitely exhibiting signs of aging, and also his timing is off. And he wasn't in the ring for a while, but I think it's more from the Tyson Fury punishment. Let's continue. I'll expand on this.
all right, if I let anyone down, but we'll be back, though. That's the good thing about it.
Nobody down.
And, man, I can't wait to get on this PJ to go back to my babies.
He's a family man. I really like Wilder a lot. I don't want to see him get damaged. Is it worth, like, long term, even more damage? Because you don't know how the body and the brain is going to react. Well, you kind of do. I'm not a doctor, but we've seen over the years, what is it called, pugilistic dementia, something like this. You had Roger Mayweather, Floyd's uncle. He was a fighter. You got even Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach. Parkinson's, disease. Muhammad Ali took abuse to the head. You got Riddick Bowe with Galata, took abuse from Galata. 2 fights, where Galata should have won, incidentally, but he kept going low. Guy was crazy. But Wilder, if you go back to those Fury fights, all 3 of them took hellacious shots that most people wouldn't even survive. Real talk. Over and over. So I was hoping after his last fight with the Nordic Nightmare that he would rebuild and have a career here where he would come back and it would be like a Cinderella story. But unfortunately, even though Joshua wants him, they said the numbers there because Joshua's confident he feels he can beat Wilder now, a very much diminished Deontay Wilder. Parker, props to him. You can't take anything away. Joseph Parker did what he was supposed to do. He beat him. He got the decision. Nobody in their right mind should think there was a snowball's chance in hell that Wilder won a decision. And I'm not. And by the way, I'm not going to edit out my mess ups when I said something wrong here. I'm not taking any notes or anything, going off of what I'm reacting to in the video here. But Wilder should definitely, I think, call it a day. Is it worth a few million even if he beats Joshua? Maybe to fans, maybe to someone like myself, selfishly, to say, oh, he can get back in there and have this Cinderella come back and knock out Joshua, because that would be his only way he could win that fight. I don't see him outboxing Joshua. Joshua, I don't think would ever beat Wilder in Wilder's prime, and when Joshua was in his prime back, if they fought 5 to 10 years ago. I think Wilder would have knocked him out. But now it's different. But Wilder still has that, what people say is a puncher's chance. I believe if you knock someone out, it's not a chance. It's his God-gift power, and he landed the shot and he wins. It's a gift, and that's because that's what got him to the heavyweight division and to the championship. So it's not a puncher's chance for me. It's like his talent. So the chance makes it sound like, oh, he got lucky. I just think that Wilder isn't worth it. His wifey, his corner people that were with him from day one. I know he has some people in his camp probably for a while now. They stayed with him. Do you care about his health? Are you going to be a yes man and just yes him? Get back in that ring. Let's make these millions, because they get paid too. So there's a lot of things going on here. So common sense would be to not go back in there. You have nothing to prove, Deontay. While millionaire moves, you want to make money. Eddie Hearn's putting a certain amount of money on the table. Wherever the fight's going to be made, people are going to still buy it. It's still a lucrative fight. Not as lucrative as before. While Joshua said this. Let's take a look real quick.
Wilder just came up short. He'll live to fight another day. Me and him can still get it on. We can still get it cracking. I believe I'm a massive threat. I still think Wilder's a threat, and I still think it does amazing numbers.
So he still thinks it's amazing numbers. He says it's a massive threat. There's always a threat with the puncher. I mean, this guy, Wilder, has rarefied air power. And I'm going to get into Larry Merchant. If you don't know who Larry Merchant is, well, he was a former commentator, legendary for HBO. And we're going to talk about his health and what's going on. But I just want to say, Wilder, video's not over, but I just want to say, Wilder, in my humble opinion, that's just my opinion. If he doesn't need the money, why does he need to have this fight? He has kids that depend on him. He's a good family man. He's a good guy. Why does he need to take more damage that he might carry throughout his life? Why? We've seen fighters get dementia. You've seen, like I said, Roger Mayweather, many other fighters, countless, all types of issues. Why does he need to take any more punishment? Because he's going to take headshots. Why? When he could just chill back, he could be a commentator, he could do anything he wants to do. He says his money's invested wisely. So in my opinion, because I like Wilder, and I just want to see people do well, why should he go back in there for us, selfishly, for some boxing fans to get a rush and see him have a fight again? I'm just saying, he was off. Let's talk about that. He says he was off, but let's watch the rest of this video real quick.
I'm gonna see her. Today is one of my daughter's birthday. Daddy love you so much, baby. I'll be home soon, though.
See?
But I thank you so much for the love and support that I've got in Riyadh and all my families, all my fans around the world. I thank you. I appreciate you so much. This is not the end. We'll be back. Love, peace, God bless.
See, Wilder, he's talking about his daughter right there. His family's important. He's a real good guy. I don't see why for his daughter. You think his daughter wants to see him go in there and get more headshots? Do you think that's cool? If he loses to Anthony Joshua, then what? What happens after that? I'm just saying, 38 years old, call it a day. It's not a bad thing. As much as I want to see this man, because he's exciting. He had an off night. It's been a long time since he was out of that ring after the Helenius fight. But don't forget the dismantling, the beatings, the headshots, the eardrum issue, the blood coming. It was just like really what Fury did to him. That's going to carry on, and it's going to show up probably. Hopefully it doesn't, but I think it already materialized. The way he looked, his timing. Was it because his timing was off because he was out of the ring for so long? That happens, ring rust. But maybe it's the age. I think it's all three factors. I think it's being out of the ring, it's being 38 years old, and I think it's the Tyson Fury damage, because he's carrying damage. He was concussed for sure. He was out of it in so much of especially the third fight. He was out of it so many times. The human body, the head, is not designed for that. Over and over. If he was knocked out early in that third Fury fight, maybe it would have been a little bit better, but it was over and over, taking clean shots to the head for all those rounds. It's a lot of rounds. You add all those rounds up in those three fights. But anyway, now moving on to, we're going to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Who would I, right now, after watching that fight, who would you favor? I want to hear it. Who would you favor, Wilder or Joshua, from what you've seen in that last fight, from what you watched? Okay, anyway, so this came in a couple days ago. Boxing analyst Larry Merchant 92, is rushed to Los Angeles area hospital after suffering a medical emergency. I'm actually reading this, and remains in critical care more than a decade after he retired from HBO. Larry Merchant, Jim Lampley, arguably one of the best commentary teams to this day. I mean, for Jim Lampley not to be on the mic today, and he's still around and he's healthy from what I understand, is a damn shame. This man is so exciting. When he's on that mic, he has a mic control. He's a master of his craft. But Larry Merchant had that viral moment with Floyd Mayweather. You might have watched it, where he said he would wish he was a couple more years younger and he'd kick Floyd Mayweather's behind. You know, I'm paraphrasing and all that. I'm just doing, not saying it word for word. The video was hilarious. But Larry Merchant, hey, I hope he can make it through this. But he is 92. And the last, as far as when I'm making this video, it seems that he's still in the hospital. I don't know, it doesn't look good. So everybody just wish good karma for Larry Merchant. And we want, it's a sad day in boxing to see someone so legendary like Larry Merchant in this condition and hear about it. It's like having your grandfather, someone you looked up to over the years, fall ill. I just wish him the best. What can you do? He was born in 1931. It's a long time ago, and he did have some interviews I found on YouTube way after his retirement. He would show up once in a while in interviews on the YouTube channel. But I haven't heard anything yet. It seems like he's still with us, but it doesn't look good. I don't think it's going to be good. At the end of this, he's in critical care, so everybody send good karma thoughts or whatever to Larry Merchant, and we'll see what happens. Tributes are going out already. So, yeah. And Jim Lampley, in my opinion, the best boxing commentator ever. Dope. We need him back. That voice, the excitement, the way he calls matches. Some people didn't like him. They felt he was biased. But that team, Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, when I was a kid, growing up, they were there to call Mike Tyson in Japan when Tyson lost to Douglas. They were there for so many amazing fights growing up, all the best of the best on HBO. And Boxing After Dark, when I flash back to, I'll probably make a whole video on this eventually, but Jim Lampley, Larry Merchant, it was Sugar Ray Leonard, and then George Foreman doing the commentary. First it was Sugar Ray Leonard. Growing up, watching this as a kid, grew up on boxing. It was just like electricity. The hype for a fight before they actually show the main event. That's what got me in boxing when I was a kid. I would watch, and it would give a story about the fighter, the backstory. I just don't feel like today they capture that at all. Not even close. It's more of marketing and a rush job. Back then, I just even felt it was so good. I felt it. You felt it. Back when Spike Lee did Tyson on a boardwalk. Tyson was running on the boardwalk I'm recalling this, and it was a black and white. I think it was 16 millimeter film. This is back in HBO days, and he showed the boardwalk hype. I think it was before the Michael Spinks versus Tyson fight, and Spike Lee did a short film, and I got to meet and work with Spike in the future. After that happened, way after, and I told Spike Lee I still have that on VHS. He was like, "You still got that?" He knew I knew it was up. So he put that together with Mike Tyson in Atlantic City. It was pretty dope. I'm sure it's on YouTube now if you look for it. But back then, this was before YouTube. It was like, having something like that I felt was more special because you couldn't easily get it within digital media. You had to actually record it during the time. So I had it from when I was a kid. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this one up. And all you boxing fans out there, let's hope for a great 2024. Let's hope no one gets seriously injured in the ring. And let's hope we get a lot of exciting fights at the same time. And I'm out. Till the next one.